This is one of my favorite instant ramen hacks, and I learned it from anime. What's up, Kohai? Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways of upping your instant ramen game. Not only are we going to up the instant ramen game, we're also going to make a very quick and easy miso ramen using those same techniques, and then hit it with the super secret ingredient, curry. Like many of you, I am rewatching Evangelion, which is a show that I grew up with back in the day, and realizing how correct Misato was when she put curry on her ramen. But to understand how to make this ramen better, we definitely need to try the original. So I got cup noodles and golden curry in a pouch. This requires hot water. This requires a microwave. It doesn't get any easier than that.
Now, because Misato would take the path of least resistance when it comes to food, we are going to take our packet of pre-made curry with a bunch of vegetables in it, pop it into whatever container you have that is microwave safe, throw this in the microwave for about 2 to 3 minutes. While that was impressive, this clearly is not.
One more. It's uneven.
After blaming physics for all things that are wrong in the world, go ahead and attempt to open up your cup of noodles. How are you failing to open this right now?
Cup noodle saves lives. Misato very specifically mentioned she uses less water when she makes it this way, when she adds curry to it.
Now, the biggest reason why she adds less water is because when you go to add in more curry, you're going to dilute it too far.
Now, I just added enough water to barely come up to the top of those noodles. I don't know how much she did, but we're going with that.
Chef Mike is done with the curry, and we just have to wait for those noodles to completely hydrate.
I mean, it smells good. It smells like cup noodle. I think every cup noodle almost smells exactly like every other cup noodle.
I don't know what he's talking about. The beef cup noodle obviously smells completely different than the seafood cup noodle, but who am I to say? Now give the curry a quick stir just to make sure everything is combined and there aren't any huge lumps of curry.
I'm genuinely surprised with this packet of curry. It has some veggies in it, smells pretty good, consistency is nice. Dump a giant amount of this on here.
Now this doesn't look appetizing at all for the most part, but feel free to add in as much curry as you want. I used around half of the packet.
Now, I mean, it doesn't look appetizing, but it smells pretty delicious. Gonna give this a quick mix. What is nice is this is basically a ramen hack. So let's see what it tastes like. I'm like genuinely curious. Cheers. It's okay. It's honestly a little flat, but it's just kind of, it's okay. The other thing to consider is this only took about 3 minutes. So if you want something that's actually not bad and costs only a couple of dollars, you can do this. But we're gonna make a really nice ramen that takes about 30 minutes with some fresh curry. Still, the noodles aren't bad. Now that we know what the instant version tastes like, we're gonna make the from scratch version. And dude, are you done down here? Dude, aren't you supposed to be upstairs editing? Yeah, I'm hungry, man. You're taking forever. I mean, I just finished the instant version. I realize that. I've been upstairs editing all day. I want a really good snack. I mean, yeah, Magic Spoon is amazing, but I'm about to make ramen too. Just move aside. Let me tell them about this. All right, fine. Tell them about Magic Spoon. All right. Thanks to today's sponsor, Magic Spoon, I can eat something in a timely fashion. Magic Spoon tastes like my childhood, especially this cocoa flavor. With only 4 grams of net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, and 14 to 15 grams of protein per serving, we're gonna eat 2 servings. Peanut butter, fruity, frosted. There's a couple more on their website. You're gonna get $5 off with the links down below. Magic Spoon is so good that I eat this for breakfast and dessert. This is fine. They're so confident in their product, they will give you a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it, they'll give you your money back. Senpai says buy Magic Spoon. You won't regret it. Now that I have a snack, I'm gonna go back to editing. We'll let him take over. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, you can come back. Buy Magic Spoon. Head over to magicspoon.com/CHEFPK to get $5 off your first order while I clean this up.
Now we get to make some really quick and easy miso ramen. This is a modified version of a miso ramen from the guys over at Way of Ramen. The first thing you're gonna need is about a half an onion, and just make sure you give it a nice small dice. Place all those onions into whatever container you have, and then we're going to grate up some garlic and some ginger. You're going to need about a 2-inch piece of ginger that's been already peeled, and then grate this up on your microplane to get it nice and fine. Do the same thing with 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, and that's done. Grab yourself a pot. You're gonna need the stove too. There you go. After grabbing your portable stove, place your nice medium-sized pot right on there, and then take 550 grams worth of ground pork and place that directly onto your pot over a medium heat. Add in all of your onions, followed by your garlic and your ginger, followed by about 20 grams worth of tobanjan. And if you can't find tobanjan, you can use something like broad bean paste as well. Now turn this down to a medium heat and let everything slowly start to simmer and cook. You don't actually want this at too high of a heat because you're essentially trying to render down any fat from the ground pork. Once you can no longer see any of the the pink on the pork, this is when we're going to add about 50 grams of the white miso paste. You can really use any miso paste you like, but I had white miso paste, so I'm using that. Now continuously mix this to get all that miso paste completely incorporated, and then we're going to add in 1.5 liters worth of water. To that 1.5 liters of water, we're going to add about 5 grams worth of chicken bouillon or chicken seasoning, followed by about 10 to 15 grams worth of sugar. You'll also need around 20 milliliters worth of honsuyu, which is a soup stock. Finally, we're going to add some layu chili oil for a little bit of heat, a splash of sesame oil for that beautiful toasted flavor you're looking for. Give this a quick stir and bring this up just until it comes up to a simmer. Once it comes up to a simmer, immediately turn it down to a low. You don't actually want this to boil at all. Now grab the world's cutest saucepan and... Well, that was awkward. Take 40 grams worth of butter, followed by 10 grams of curry spice. Can you show them the curry?
Oh, you want to show them what curry it is?
Now, I'm using a curry blend that I picked up at the store, but feel free to make your own curry blend like I did for my pineapple curry fried rice. After you've fried up that curry spice in some of that butter, add in 30 grams worth of all-purpose flour directly to that mixture to create your roux. You want to make sure that you don't overdo it on the flour on this. Once you've cooked that flour for about 2 to 3 minutes, slowly start adding in water just until you create your sauce. Now, this is going to be totally up to personal preference, but I like to add in my water slowly, so this way I can control the consistency of the sauce that I'm looking for. I like a nice pourable curry for this, but feel free to create it a bit more thick if you really want to. Hit it with a pinch of salt and give it a final taste test to see if it needs anything else. We're good? Yeah, we're good? Okay. As far as the ramen goes, I'm using some really nice store-bought ramen that I picked up locally, and all you have to do is boil it to the package instructions, and there you go, you got some noodles.
You can make ramen if you want. You can get really good ramen for really cheap these days.
After a few minutes, give your ramen the good old taste test, don't throw it at the wall.
That's a good noodle.
And once it's done, just go ahead and strain it. This is me straining it. Yes, I do have a sink, and yes, this is where I strain things. Now look at this beautiful bowl that I picked up for you guys. Dump in all of your noodles, followed by a generous helping of your broth. Now, according to Ryan over at Way of Ramen, it's okay to do this with miso ramen. Top it with whatever you want. I had some extra green onions laying around, as well as some fresh corn, and some beautiful heirloom cherry tomatoes that I picked up, and why you gotta eat it? Why?
It's like candy. They're so good right now.
Candy aside, look at this thing.
I thought it was cute. Whatever, you know, I was at Hobby Lobby, I was like, let's make this fancy.
And fancy we shall make. You don't have to do this. You can literally just pour the curry on top and you would be totally fine.
Plus, this is gonna look really cool in the thumbnail. I think it's gonna be sweet.
Is it gonna be sweet? Let me know if it looks sweet in the thumbnail. And there it is, Misato's improved curry ramen 1.1.2.3.14.
With this little beaker looking glass, I don't know if we're in the lab or in a remake session today, but I feel like we can do both and it's really exciting, like genuinely exciting. It almost feels bad, but I love curry on my ramen.
Is this sacrilege? Can anything that looks so beautiful be sacrilege? I don't think so.
I went with about half of the curry that was in there because that's actually a lot of curry. Cheers. Oh, that is how you say hits different. For being 30 minutes worth of work, I would make this again. If you want to see the remake of Aldini's Semifredo, click right over here so that way you can have it for dessert. My name is Chef PK, and remember, keep playing with your food. That's what I have to deal with.